Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Time for game number 3 here between New Beginning and Clutch Gamers. Galaxy Battles SEA Qualifiers. Draft is pretty fast so far, so let's not waste too much time with the introductions. My name's Dragondrop. I'm joined by Mr. V.
Yep, let's go. Rubik, favorite here, picked up by Clutch Gamers. I think, like Fly Solo, I think he played fairly well that last game, but I think just the damage amp and seeing what it did with that puck, they're like, oh, let's grab Rubik and like a nuking hero like Quap.
Yeah.
Right?
That'll work.
It does a lot, right? Especially if you're looking at like multiple Screams of Pain or Sonic Wave. I'm not sure if Sonic Wave gets amplified because it's pure damage or not.
I don't think it does.
I don't think so either.
It's magic damage, not spell damage amp. Yeah,
I think it's just spell.
Magic damage.
10 seconds remaining.
Or, yeah, magic.
Yeah.
Say one thing, think the other. You know how it goes.
Yeah, because like this magic, I think it's different because there's magic amplification from that as well as like Veil or something.
Yeah. Because like
spell
amp relates.
Yeah, relates to int. This Kaya item, and that's that also amplifies pure damage and just physical damage even from his spells. And
it used to be the Aether Lens as well.
Yeah.
Used to give spell amp, but now it just gives mana regeneration, I believe, instead. Range, flat mana, and
I think just health, right?
Mana regen.
Yeah. Health regen, right? Am I just stupid?
No, Aether Lens is a mana item. I don't think it touches your health. Because Aether Lens gives you the point booster, or no, the what's it gives you mana. I think it gives you 250 mana. Like 200 cast range and like the Void Stone amount of mana regen.
Look that up. I'm looking it up right now.
Radiant team
Wikipedia. Alright. Oh yeah, you're right. 1.25 mana plus 40-50 flat mana. And the extra range. Alright. That's me just misremembering things.
You know, there's new items. I don't blame you. I don't blame myself. Like, if someone were to ask me, like, what Meteor Hammer does, I'd say it like, it's like a built-in taunt, is I would say it's used. You can stand there and taunt. Yeah.
Hey, wouldn't it be cool if it auto-played the taunt for the heroes that had one?
Yeah. Or, like, the only way you could taunt on, like, certain heroes would be, like, through the item. That would be a crazy new feature and, like, moneymaker for Valve, like,
oh yeah.
Unique, like there's already unique cast animations related to like the ability icons, or like particle effects or whatever. With like Lena's Dragon Slave, for example, you can have like the different particle effects for it if you buy it. But what about like items, particle effects, like having like a different looking lightning if you have that item equipped?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, there's been like special effects for items from like the battle passes, right? So
yeah, that's what I was kind of drawing information from.
Why not make that equipable?
Like, could you imagine if Omni Knight's hammer, like changed the way he attacked or something? Like changed his attack animation.
Oh, like if Omni Knight gets a Meteor Hammer, he should be hold the Meteor Hammer instead of his like normal cosmetic weapon. So
yeah,
it should be the same with like the Battle Fury items for Faceless Void or something like that. Right,
I've seen so many like amazing fan arts where people have like changed like Butterfly into a bow for Drow Ranger and stuff like that. But I think that'd be a little bit too much. It would have to be like both hero specific and item specific for various heroes, right? So maybe it would wreck our pubs too in terms of people like, oh, I bought this new like item cosmetic for this one hero, and you're like, yeah, you don't need that item, you need BKB. They're like, but I get the particle effects.
Anyways, yeah, it's also the question of like the factor of being able to recognize what it is for other players. But
yeah, that's been thrown out the window already with cosmetics. We have yet to talk about the draft besides Rubik Quap, by the way.
And this is a pretty good one here. For Clutch Gamers, they run out with the Earthshaker Darks here, so it's pretty strong combination play already.
Wombo combo.
Yeah. Looking for Vacuum into Earthshaker stuns into Queen of Pain, like going ham all over them,
5
with the
seconds
Rubik also
remaining.
just amplifying all of that. A new beginning though, the Slaughter making an appearance. That's something that Penta Sports just likes to run time and time again, with the Darkseid incidentally as well. How do you feel that hero fits into the meta these days?
I feel like it's a worse Clockwork. Like, you kind of do the same thing. You run about trying to stun or like trap people, and in the off lane, it's a little bit squishy. Like, sprint amplifies your damage as well. So if you're trying to get away, you also make yourself more vulnerable to being like locked down and bursted down. So although I loved playing Slardar back in the day where we'd run like Slardar combo with Lifestealer, right now in the meta, I see the hero kind of struggling a little bit to fill out that 4 role, because Omni Knight, I think, is better suited to the offlane position.
Yeah, I can definitely see start on the 4 role here in this game, Omni Knights, and that's offlane.
It does kind of pair nicely with the Medusa, though, like if you want to amplify that physical damage with the Corrosive Haze. But in terms of just like what the hero does, I really think this hero is meant to be like more in the front line and brawling, and that's where his strength is, in terms of getting that plus 100 bash damage and the bash chance later on. Like, he can do a lot of damage, but sprint also makes you squishy, so the hero's just in a hard position.
Well, that squishiness is, though, to some extent that can be counteracted by the Omni Knight. If you want to put him more into like a staple core role in your draft. Same time, you also have the Medusa, so that seems to be the game plan. That's more obvious and more stable, right? You have the Slaughter to just as your initiator. Eventually, he'll find himself a Blink Dagger, Blink, Crush, Amplify damage. Medusa just coming in, Disruptor with follow-up teamfight control. Also good counter to the Queen of Pain and Darkseid and all of that. Just a bit of a combo breaker. Unless you get caught in the middle of that, you should be able to get a Glimpse off or Static Storm or something like that.
I see them actually approaching fights a little bit differently. I think they're actually going to use Slardar as more of a protector of the Omni Knight, to make that sound weird. Like, Slardar protects Omni Knight, who protects Medusa, and then Disruptor just provides like control in terms of what's going on as they sit Medusa in the front lines to kind of push out these towers. But they're forced to pick first here, so they gotta kind of decide how they want to approach it in terms of Medusa safe or throw it in the mid lane. But they only got half a minute to do so.
If Puck has been banned out by themselves on first phase, so you don't have that classic counter pick even to the Queen of Pain mid. Like, at least the hero that does quite well, just because he can dodge out the Shadow Strike. Something that Medusa will have to deal with the center mid, so they pick up the Bloodseeker.
Alright.
And they kind of keep their options open now with the last pick from CG. But it's a hero that can go pretty much anywhere, really. And could sustain against that harassment from the co-op. But also great against the Darkseid at the same time, so it's...
Yeah, if you get level 6, like, Darkseid's like, oh, I'm going to run away. No, I can't run away, I'm ruptured. Oh, I'm going to TP out. Oh, there's a Glimpse and a Slithering Crush. I think this response is kind of forced. Like, you need to be tanky, but you can't run away. What do? You just out-regen their damage. That's Alchemist for you.
Chappy Alchemist. Okay, that's interesting. I can't see it working, though. Unless Ferocious Seer and the Bloodseeker just gets crazy.
I thought Ferocious... like, he was more so their offlane player, but he plays like a new one position, if that makes sense. Like, he played the Timbersaw, and now we see him on Bloodseeker, and it's kind of that weird like stage where they're sharing farm a lot more equally between him and Yamate, but they itemize completely different.
They switch their heroes.
They swatch. Yeah. That's why that's why I was surprised he was on that hero, because I feel like he's the one that itemizes to be the damage dealer, like on the Timber, and Yamate is the one that builds the stuff like Pipe or BKB and just kind of fights and draws attention so that Ferocious Seer can do damage.
Well, game number 3. Here we are. New Beginning versus Clutch Gamers. The winner will move on in the upper bracket of this double elimination tournament. Double elimination feeding into a single elimination. That's the format of these qualifiers. There's so many qualifiers these days. The loser will drop down to lower brackets, and no one's going home just yet here in Galaxy Battles SEA qualifiers. My name is Dragon Drop, joined by Mr. V. In case you're just tuning in, this Chappie. I mean, we've seen his Meebo. That's been promptly banned out in the second phase in this particular game. And we're gonna see.
You don't let yourself get Meebo twice, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel like the meme that is appropriate was like the Admiral Bulldog meme, where like you don't ban Prophet versus Alliance.
Yeah.
You lose to Prophet, but we may have a
Chappie is
scrimmage.
definitely at that point with Amiibo.
Yeah.
But that being said, though, I mean, he's kind of new to the region as well. He just joined Clutch Gamers very recently, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
30 seconds to battle.
Might not be ready for the shenanigans.
This might be a 3-to-1 rune trade. Ah, no, they'll get both. They've got Jo here. You do not want to run into Darkseer.
I don't know, Armor might
this
just
look
want
like
to decide to go in and link out, but
Yeah.
he would take a lot of damage in return.
Yeah.
Battle begins.
It would just 2-for-2, and once again they do that play. When else doing the block, Chappie gets both bounty runes, and that's max value on the Alchemist. What's the GPM? 3.4k. Just as he picked up that second rune.
Yeah, that's that might be slightly inflated.
Just a bit, just a bit.
It looks to be the dual mid setup here though.
2-2
definitely
mids, pretty standard.
Yeah.
Disruptor and Rubik, not exactly the most classic heroes of these roles, though.
They do their jobs though.
Yeah. Thing is, Yamate has a distinct advantage in this matchup because he can always reach an area. There's no way they burst him down to a point where he has to back off, so he should always be able to get to go towards his last hits to undo the damage that they've done. Whereas Chappie does not have that same capacity until he gets level 6.
Yeah, but he gets like a bottle from like 2 creeps or 3 creeps,
Yeah.
right? Because he got the double bounty. So he gains a lot of sustain there. He's just more concerned about the last hits that Yamate can contest. They do have Earthshaker here now to contest this lane as Rubik rotates top to help Armel, who's kind of struggling versus the Omni Knight Disruptor combo.
Thing just spamming the Thunderstrike non-stop. First in Chappie, a couple of times in mid, and now up top. Can't really blink away from, and then Omni Knights. Well, the more levels he gets, the harder it is for Armor to deal with him. On the bright side, he is a range hero, so it's much harder for them to just use that purification as a nuke.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, on
How are
bottom,
we doing?
Yeah. Burgess here still doing well here. Of course, also a ranged hero, so he can deal with the iron shells in a similar fashion. Just need to be able to last it on a tower. And 60
Lands
damage,
it.
it's okay. Bit of a stun off. They try and tussle for the rune.
Yes.
Darkseer has hit his level 3, which is kind of frustrating if you're on the Medusa. Just that extra damage of those iron shells really threatens you.
Yep.
SJO has the option to actually get the boots here. He has got the clarity running.
Oh, fell now on his friend. Can barely see it even. Boom back there. It's there.
Well, he could have fissure blocked him, I think, there. Might go for it now.
Thinking about it. Once you block out the Medusa, he looks at it, and yeah, we'll be successful. He's eating his way through the trees. Double Iron Shell is going for a little while. Ferocious here trying to TP. That's not gonna happen. First blood. That was a bit odd. I mean, they saw Boombox standing there, winding up a couple of times, but Medusa didn't back off.
Yeah, I think Sardar expected that he could get in and maybe just like disrupt the disrupt with the crush, but maybe he just wanted Medusa to die, so he got a bit more free farm bottom, and especially with Medusa TPing out, he gets more time to get some farm.
That's the master plan right there. Oh god, what? Soul actually makes a wraparound. Amel, he was very low behind the tower. I think he tanked the purification or two. As I said, not
I
having
don't
the
see
best
glimpse
time.
on cooldown though.
No,
Oh,
just fly
is he going to
solo,
get the
walk it in.
glimpse off?
Oh no, Amel! Oh, he gets it. Mistakes were made.
Oh, he
tries-
even went for the blink
yeah.
blink play, but it didn't work out.
Does that actually work?
I've never seen it actually work, but I'm sure you can do it if you land it like the Steam server tick or something.
Like, not a whole lot of invincibility frames on that particular spell. Solo also kills the bounty runes. Just top lane going reasonably well. Apart from that death, which was I still can't quite explain.
Yeah. Chappie's been forced out of lane. He is keeping up in GPM so far, but at the same time, this is not what you want. You don't want a level 3 alchemist while Bloodseeker is pushing on level 6. Like, he hits level 4, but at the same time, like, you cannot just give Bloodseeker a free mid lane.
Well, also not keep losing your Medusa down bottom. Again with the fissure block. Follow-up control is different. Boomax does have the mana shield, but throws down.
Good dodge.
Snake here, so he's kind of out of it. Boomax needs to just stay in range, tank the tower a couple of times, but they're not willing to do that. Would have resulted into a trade. So, as it stands right now, they still force Medusa back, so it's almost better. More time wasted than if you just died and TP'd back to lane. Stop lane, Amel, like, get the vision, but Glim's still level 1. All good. Alright, so
This Omni Knight shutting down this Quap with the help of Disruptor here.
there's the way this bottom lane is going, making up for how mid and top are just being devastated by NB.
I don't think so. I think Fly Solo needs to be doing a lot more here. As Yamate hit 6, I don't think he's afraid of that Earthshaker.
No, not at all. He's just forcing back with the Rupture. Does get the fish up before his iron's trying to TB with extra help from Fly Solo.
good
Trying
left.
to dodge a stun from Lift, but he may make that way out of that one. Only just.
Wow, I can't believe how much Earthshaker trusted Fly Solo to save him there. It's like, he's gonna rupture me, but you'll lift up the Sardar and I'll be fine.
Well, it's base for Chappie, I guess, but yeah, without the Iron Talons,
Miss
also
out
hurt
on
his
runes,
recovery
too.
efforts. Oh man.
Man, why didn't he go for the crush there?
No.
I guess
Quite
Chappie
sure
has to go
about-
back to base.
No vision of anyone else.
Chappie jungling also just gives Bloodseeker all this damage. And if he gets too low, then they'll see him. They see him right now with Thirst as well.
Yep. Can I get close enough? If you, he's just going for Fly Solo instead, probably. Very easy kill if you can get on top of him. And there it is. With the Rupture, with the Silence, he's on his way out, but this time they will not prevent the crush. Glimpse bag is there too.
Oh, the glimpse does damage as well for moving them.
If it's not too
It's
big of a
less
range.
than the distance, right?
Yeah. I think the cutoff point is like, what, 2,000 units?
Yeah, I think it's like Quap blink range. So you just have to walk a little bit further, is what it was at.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You know, Chappie farming up the stacks in the jungle. But he make it contested here as they do spot him farming this out.
Really big too. There's many small units that he's not getting here in Chappie. In fact, he's gonna get right-clicked down. It's not level 6 or set. Another Rupture, another Crush, and another Death. Ouch.
Yamate got a lot of those last hits.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
I was looking at his last hits and I think he had like 49. He got like 7 of the last hits or something.
This is still punishing Medusa. Does get the Snake off, managed to level 2, so it's keeping him alive for quite a decent duration despite the double Iron Shell. Rosha C is absolutely fine. Don't have enough.
Seems he's just tanking it up. He's got the infused raindrops. He's got the mana shield. He's just meant to stay alive here. As if you
Boombacks.
trying to steal these bounties, but
Dire's
gets lifted
top
up here.
tower is under attack.
Oh, that's Nimbus Rune. That's a godsend for Boombacks. Able to walk out based on that. He also has a stick charge and at least one more enchant totem with the Iron Shell, so in the shenanigans are abound, but Medusa Ferociously opting to TP out. Not willing to take that chance anymore down there with low health, low mana.
His CS is really good on this Medusa. 44 last hits with 10 denies. Versus Quap with 20 last hits and 10 denies. Omni Knight is just putting on a show.
He's walking at Armel and can't fight this. Yeah, he's super fast.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Legion are on level 1. Like, you can imagine if that's higher level, then maybe Nuke even connects the Armel and takes even more damage.
Now Yamate is aggressively farming in the opponent's jungle with the Midas. They may look for the kill here on Quap with the Rupture backup.
On half health already, Ling with 2 points up in Glims. Yeah, they have the vision, they have the Rupture. Armel is EED dead.
Nope,
Surely.
he's not dead yet.
He's
He
so
will.
dead. Maybe not? Okay. Yeah, he has to walk out. Has to try to walk out of the blood, right?
Yeah.
But they actually lose the Disruptor for it, which was what I expected. But yeah, you're right. So the cutoff point is like 1200 units or something. The blink from a Quap does not do damage if you go max range.
It's 1300. So if you
Exactly
walk
1300?
and then blink, yeah, it's exactly 1300.
Dire's top tower
I'm certain.
is under attack.
Because if you blink on Quap without walking, then you take the damage. But if you walk and blink, then you move also in a server tick, and so it counts as more than it when it checks.
Okay, that's
Radiant
silly.
are scanning. Dire's top
Well,
tower
Boom Axe
is
is being run
under
down.
attack.
That's another chance totem, but nothing that really has to worry about, especially with the glimpse coming through. Get the kills and then Yamate trying to steal it.
Yeah, just Rupture gets the kill.
That is Amel. He wants some revenge with the Iron Charm on top of him. They will get Disruptor.
Has fallen.
Maybe, maybe not. The heal's coming through. Chappie in the middle of that. The Sonic Wave committed, and that'll help finish it off. But now, bit of a turn on Chappie. Caught with the Ruptures. Tries to walk away. They're chasing him down with a Crush and another nuke down. DP2, Ferocious in the side, just waiting to hold on to this ultimate in case they need it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
NB, this is looking more like game number 1 from them. Fly Solo just walking straight into them. Oh no. Don't have mana for the nuke, so they just have to right click him down. Purification available now.
You need to tighten up here on Clutch Gamers. Like, yes, your Alchemist is behind. He doesn't have armlets. It's 11 minutes. Your Quap lane didn't go as well. I just think this is a story about lanes, really.
I think this is a story about story of the Alchemist in this patch, or even the last patch.
Has fallen.
He's so easily exploitable. Like every single time I see him, he's just getting killed and forced out of lane.
Yeah.
So it's basically a free lane for the Bloodseeker. Then top lane went probably worse than maybe even they expected.
Oh, no Rupture.
Maxie's in trouble here. So
It's actually kind of low kill count, though. Only 1 a minute. I'm just so accustomed to turbo mode that if there's less than 30 kills in 10 minutes, you're like, what's going on?
yeah, I mean, again, the only lane that went well for them is this bottom lane, but Medusa is even single second in net worth. If you have a Bloodseeker who's 7.3k net worth in, with getting 3 kills all over the map. Now looking for Chappie, no extra Rupture available. We'll be fine this time.
Level 11 versus level 7. That is just pressing. Like, yes, Meepo got killed like 2 times that last game and they held Chappie down, but this feels a lot different from playing a Meepo. This feels a lot like slower of a pace.
The Max actually survives. He thinks to live from Fly Solo, so again this duo
Dire's
working
bottom
well
tower
together.
is
Yamate
under
needs to
attack.
get find a few last hits. Get himself back up to snuff. Or just heals from NJ.
Yeah.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I think you still have to go for the Radiance on Chappie though, right?
Dire's bottom tower
Think so,
is
yeah.
under attack.
Like, there's no way you're going to go for some, like, hybrid Link Dagger armor build. Like, you have to go back for that Radiance and try to hope to stall out the
Dire's
game, but
bottom tower under
is
attack.
Zoo beginning to even afraid of this going late? Like, Bloodseeker has the Midas, and he's going to have Radiance well before the Alchemist. He's already got the Sacred Relic. And Medusa also scales very well into the late game.
I'm very worried about the Medusa, but well,
Boombax
just surges in, still gets the ultimate off on Ferocious Sea, and no lockdown control there. I'm not sure what happened there. We're 1 point up in the aftershock, 0.6 seconds. You don't actually have a lot of time to get more spells off.
Yeah.
After
I think you need at least 3 points in order to be able to perfectly chain stun. But Medusa's ultimate has like a long cast point too. It's like 1 second or something.
Well, or at least force that out, but it doesn't really count for anything if you cannot follow up on any sort of play on Medusa. And Ferocious, he's even
They've
scared.
got Blink on Slardar.
And Jay just straight up walking in, he's not afraid at all. Alan Bubix to the side. What the hell? Oh, that was a stolen ultimate from Fly Solo. I was like very confused for a second. Jo gets glimpsed back on the other edge of the Static Storm, trying to TP out now. He'll be right-clicked, but still gets it off. Crush will actually miss onto Boomax. Another fissure to the side. Meanwhile, Jappy and Armel, he was covered with a Rupture. They get a 2-for-1 trade. Very spread out, very awkward fight.
Yeah, a lot of TPs coming out there from the side of Clutch Gamers.
I was so confused, like, wait, why does Medusa have another ultimate, but it was actually Rubik?
Yeah. Now he steals the Mystic Snake, so be prepared for Snake Wars.
It's my favorite show, actually, DBS.
Oh, there's such a thing as Snake Wars.
Probably.
Probably. I may watch that. I would watch that.
Oh, yeah.
I would watch like Bug Wars for sure. Like put like a praying mantis for say like some beetle or something.
I mean, it's Robot Wars, right? So why not Bug Wars or Snake Wars?
It's gotta be on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. Find two snakes that hate each other and then put them in a arena. Free entertainment.
Does not sound ethical. As Chappie may be gone down here. We have
not ethical either. I mean, he's just not getting anywhere. He does have the armlet now, but holding on to the crush in case he wants to try and TP out as much time as he can. Yamate, just typical carry teamfight contribution. Wipes in for the last hit.
Dog versus ogre. Dog wins. Bloodseeker's a dog, right? Partially?
I don't think so. Not that I know, but I don't know.
He's
not too big on the law. Another Blink Crush down bottom. He has to defend the bottom tower. From Max. He can cast some spells, but he cannot survive.
He's cast Rupture anyways. You're dead, but I'm just gonna count.
It's a minute cooldown, right?
Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower.
What do you do if you're Clutch Gamers? I mean, it seems like an unwinnable situation almost. I mean, Armel, he has nothing. Chappie has nothing. Jo has a Helmut Dominator.
Oh my god.
Earthshake has nothing.
Armel, where are... Like, you would like to talk about, like, farm priority, but there is no farm. Like, my best suggestion is that Jo dominates the siege creep, and they just run it on top of
something, yeah. That's exactly what they did. That was actually pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. Jo, Iron Shell Search on the Centaur, who walks in as he just farms up the Ancients.
This is what I do in my pods. The Siege Creep, it's the fastest unit, it has high magic resistance. Just run a Siege Creep on top of the enemy supports. Yourself.
Alright, so that certainly helps. It's a big kill 3 for Jo, so I'd imagine he still goes for the Blink Dagger next, right? I mean, Boomback's also trying to scramble enough money for it, and yeah, he was part of that fight too. He's only 200 gold away now himself. This is where things can start to turn around, right? If you look at what happens if Clutch Gamers have their items, if their hits, their timings in that sense, you have that wombo combos that we're talking about in the draft. With Blink Echo Slam and Blink Vacuum and whatnot. And eventually, if Alchemist, it's like 2 or 3 minutes now, he'll have his Radiance, and then his farm just explodes. Finally.
Yeah. The question is about like whether or not they'll be given any opportunity to map, as we have a glimpse mid.
Yeah, he's dead. Stole the glimpse though, he just cast that, which is okay, which is good. Not going down without a fight. That's the thought that counts for now. This tier 2 tower will go down with
Centaur guarding it.
Him, unless they want to find something else. Jabba just keeping out.
Centaur play. Oh, the range keeps going for it.
He wants it. That's that. Objective face gaming. That's where it's at. I get the tower. Probably shift towards bottom now.
Alright, smoke up. They have the blink on Earthshaker. Darkseer doesn't have his own blink dagger though.
They do have vision of this area too though. They will get rid of that. About to expire anyway. Might just find the right timing here. Okay, well, they just walk. Ferocious here just walk straight past. And they walk straight past him. Not quite sure how. And just focus on the Omnight first. The Stumble Missile with the Yule Scepter. Follow-up control is still there from Boomax. They do burst him down with the extra physical damage from Chappie. Good stop. Now Rupture coming through. JO trying to TP out. That's not going to happen. Buyback immediately here. Really wants to take this fight on the side of NB. Keeping him to the shrine. And where's the CG? They're forced to walk away. Amel within the blink. They get out after just losing one. The blink crush will miss. Oh, okay, never mind. Rubik actually lit up to the south side, so he gets struck down. 2-for-1 trade with a buyback on NJ. So, if New Beginning, if they cannot find anything else here, or if it's just a tier 2, I think CG actually happy with that. Especially since they did not even have to expend the Echo Slam for that. It was just no good situation, so Boomek still has that for the eventual high ground defense. In case NB wants to go for it.
The question is whether or not Chappie is going to be able to have time to farm up his Radiance and then use that Radiance to actually farm. As Sartor may scout out the Courier here. I think he just missed it.
Got no Chappie.
He sees Chappie farming.
Let's have the relic. Just came on the courier from the other side, from the other secret shop.
Roche attempt underway. Man, Speedy Slardar in the river.
Alright, so they get ages before the raid's actually complete on the Alchemist.
Mm-hmm. He throws on Medusa? Yeah.
So, do you think that CG had the right idea, just ignoring the Medusa and just trying to go into the backlines, running straight past?
Yeah, the question is what happens when Medusa's just hitting your tower and the rest of New Beginnings just sits behind her.
So try and make that play and burst somebody down before these stone gates can really come into play.
Yamate is not with this team right now, though. They have itemized kind of like, not necessarily all in on this, but there's definitely a lot of investment here as Sardar looking to see if the co-op's pushing, but they aren't.
Oh, the scan just missing actually. Could have been something here. If that's scanned out Arno, maybe you guess correctly, you get that brush off with Corrosive Haze. Would have been hard to track him down anyway. In fact, he might have straight up die himself.
This creep wave will give Alchemist almost a Radiance. He's just a few hundred gold short. Meanwhile, Darkseer with the Helmet Dominator shenanigans, pushing out these waves. They really need a pickoff here from the side of New Beginnings if they want to go high ground. Not necessarily like have to, but it just benefits them so much.
Going again down bottom, trying to bait something out. Boomex is there as well. If Yamate is blood raged up inside the creep wave, this could turn into something.
This is Slardar.
This is a bait on a bait. On a bait? I don't even know.
Do they see Armel? They see her!
Oh, they get the rupture off the cross face. Armel forced to blink out into the TP, but it gets glimpsed back. The vision is too strong, and well, Shaker does not want to go into that. I guess they were hoping that Yamate was doing what he's doing right now, just palm up in the creep wave, no support really, so Blink Echo Slam would finish him off. Meanwhile, Mito Chappie is just 1-for-1 with Ferocious here, he's almost losing. The region's just barely enough to keep him alive together with the armor toggle, and now they just have to kite out that ultimate. Whew. Fight is on still. Push is on too. NB, they still have that Aegis for a good amount of minutes, 2.5 or so.
Yeah, chipping away at this tower slow but steady, and with the repel, Brosis here is not super afraid of like their initiation and all. And this is a bad glyph. That is a really bad glyph.
Fuck some damage on bottom, I guess. But yeah, I don't know what that was about. Well, they
Jesus back mid.
rid of the creep wave, so the Mystic Snake really helpful, and that for sure not quite blocking. But yeah, Mystic Snake and Fate Bolt will get rid of the creep wave, but backdoor region being disabled by the bottom lane, they can, as long as they have vision, they can keep doing it. Problem is they don't have much that gives them high ground vision. The Disruptor doesn't really want to get too close for fear of being initiated on. Wants to be the one to drop down the Static Storm in case Clutch Gamers pull the trigger. So, we're just taking it slow and steady.
Yeah, she'll walk high ground for this, I think. Just use the
Finish
Aegis.
it off, use the Aegis. And now Blink Crush on the side here to look for Joe. Has his Blink Dagger available still. Bring down Chappie first, so he doesn't have a buyback. And without that, it's even worth fighting. Look at this damage with the Girls of Haste. And the split shot. Rubik will fall. Jo could not even stand near Medusa. They will still lose their axe here.
Yeah, they're trying to like look for some type of Darkseer initiation with
It's
this
so far
Blink
away
Dagger.
from each other, though.
Yeah.
This could turn into something, but they're all smoked up. If they were, and there would have been a great opportunity. But as it stands, they initiate on the Earthshaker, Blink vacuum wall. But what's it really turning into? Nothing. They have nothing to follow it up with. And I hate to call it early, but this might just be it. I don't see them coming back from this.
It's just so hard, especially with if you just running up to the base, getting the Yules. I think this is a little bit of a Darkseer counter, but it's just kind of one of those things where like, hey, I can grab another item. And look, Chappie's like afraid to walk out of base without the Earthshaker. It's just, they had these Blink Daggers up on the Darkseer and Earthshaker, and they needed to use them and make something occur, but they go down 2 racks, and Quap is in trouble now. But so is the Slardar.
And they have enough turnaround control there. Gonna kill. Crush stolen as well from Rubik, so that's useful if he can get it off. But now there it is. Vacuum into Echo Slam. Alright. Instant lift though from the Rubik and try to turn things around. They hit a few heroes. Has buybacks coming through. Medusa is very angry. So is Yamate. They're just cleaning through Clutch Gamers at this point. Amel trying to TP out. 1 hit's not enough. Him and Jo will survive, but at what cost? Indeed, they lose like what, 3 heroes? 2 of them buy back. They really want to finish this game right now.
Yeah.
See, there's no fear whatsoever.
They want to go to bed or go next series or something.
Yeah. It's not all that late for them. Just want to get to dinner, I guess.
Yeah. Sometimes you just know it's over too, so they get the Quap up into the air. Goodbye, Queen of Pain.
Oh, there it is.
As our mouth calls GG. A little bit anticlimactic. That's how it goes sometimes, though. Sometimes your lanes are just better.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you really say about this game?
Win lane, win game.
Especially with an Alchemist, like it's hero that can get absolutely crazy, and you see an Alchemist that gets like a Radiance in like 6 minutes, and you're like, what the hell is going on here? I mean, not 6 minutes, but you get my meaning.
Yeah.
And then he just doubles everyone's net worth combined, like 20 minutes into the game, and you curse Ice Frog for ever putting the tier into the game. But if you just shut him down, if you keep him away from these farming items, it's just a glorified melee creep for the longest time.
Yeah.
And Amel also being shut down, he was supposed to be able to pick up the slack, right, and just try and turn things around a little bit for them, and just control the mid game. It's just set up in conjunction with the Alchemist, but it hasn't really worked.
I think Lin on Disruptor did a really amazing job that game. Because I feel like he was one of the main reasons that New Beginnings won the laning phase so strongly. Like, he started mid to put pressure against the Alchemist, but then he left Yamate once if you kind of came in and helped out a little bit, and then also secured top lane versus Armel. Like, because the Omni Knight Disruptor just like destroyed that Queen of Pain. She had half the CS of what Medusa was getting versus a Darkseer Earthshaker bottom.
Yeah.
And I think Clutch were just too greedy. Like, you have Rubik and Earthshaker, and the rotations just weren't solid in securing these lanes.
Alright. And with that, gonna go to a short break. We'll have one more match coming up though. That's scheduled to start about 15 minutes, and that'll be Execration versus Geek Fam. So looking forward to this one. I'm not sure if you're still joining me for this one, or if you want to go to bed.
No, I'm usually up till about 5 a.m., so I'll stick around.
Excellent. Excellent indeed. I'd hate to be alone, but yeah. Gonna take a short break. We'll be back soon, so don't go too far away.